Children, next let's discuss how can we convert galvanometer to voltmeter. So what do you think? What is the difference between galvanometer and voltmeter? When compared to voltmeter, galvanometer has less resistance. A voltmeter, an ideal voltmeter, should possess infinite resistance or very high resistance. But when galvanometer is compared to voltmeter, it has low resistance. So if we want to convert this galvanometer to voltmeter, we need to increase the resistance of a galvanometer. And that can be done by connecting a very high value of resistance in series with the galvanometer. So suppose this is our galvanometer. The resistance of this galvanometer is G and it is very small when compared to the voltmeter. So we want to increase its resistance. For that, connect a very high resistance. Let it be R in series with this galvanometer. Now our galvanometer has become a voltmeter. So this arrangement, the whole arrangement constitutes our voltmeter. Okay. Galvanometer G and the high resistance connected in series with this galvanometer. So current Ig flows through both the galvanometer and the high resistance. So what will be the total potential drop? The total potential drop will be the potential drop across the galvanometer and the potential drop across the resistance R. Okay, so the potential drop across the galvanometer is Ig into G and the potential drop across the resistance is Ig into R, current into resistance. So the total potential drop is IgG plus IgR, and we are supposed to find out this value of this high resistance. How much resistance should be connected in series with the galvanometer in order to convert it into voltmeter? So for that, just rearrange this expression, bring IgG to the LHS part. So we'll get V minus IgG is equal to Ig into R. And for R equal to V minus IgG by Ig. Now divide each term by Ig. So we'll get V by Ig minus Ig by Ig cancel. Then remaining we have G. V by Ig minus G. So this is the equation to find out the value of high resistance that should be connected in series with the galvanometer in order to convert it into voltmeter. Okay. So you also remember this expression and also remember the expression the shunt resistance expression. Okay. Next, we can discuss about voltage sensitivity. So what is voltage sensitivity? It is defined as the deflection produced in a galvanometer when unit voltage is applied across the terminals. So current sensitivity was deflection produced per unit current, but voltage sensitivity is deflection produced per unit voltage. And how will you find out the expression for this voltage sensitivity? So we already know the expression for current sensitivity. What is that? Current sensitivity is theta by I. And what is that? That is N AB by C. Now multiply on both sides with 1 by R. So what you will get? Here multiply with 1 by R. Here also multiply with 1 by R. So you will get theta by IR. What is IR? By Ohm's law, IR is V, potential drop V, equal to NAB by C into R. And this theta by V is deflection per unit voltage. That is, it is theta by V ratio itself is our voltage sensitivity. Yes. And what is the expression for voltage sensitivity? That is NAB by CR. Where N is the number of turns, A area of the coil, B magnetic field, C is the restoring torque produced per unit twist, and R is the resistance. Okay, that. Next, how will you increase the voltage sensitivity of a galvanometer? By looking at the expression, we can easily determine the factors. By increasing all the factors in the numerator, we can increase the voltage sensitivity. That is, by increase the area of the coil, by increasing the magnetic field, we can increase the voltage sensitivity. At the same time, by decreasing the couple per unit twist and resistance, we can increase the voltage sensitivity. because CR is in the denominator. So by decreasing the value in the denominator, we can increase the voltage sensitivity. But when we increase the number of turns, it is not necessary that the voltage sensitivity must also increase. Why? Because when we increase the number of turns, length of the coil increases, and whenever length of a conductor increases, its resistance also increases. So what happens in this expression, when N increases, corresponding to that increase in N, resistance R also increases. So the increase in N is nullified or cancelled by the increase in resistance R, because both are directly proportional. So even if we increase the number of turns of a coil, it is not going to increase the voltage sensitivity, but at the same time it will increase the current sensitivity, because current sensitivity will increase when number of turns of the coil is increased. Voltage sensitivity will not increase. This is the reason. When we increase N, corresponding to that increase in N, resistance also increases, so their effect is nullified. Okay. Hence we can say increasing voltage sensitivity or increasing current sensitivity does not necessarily increase voltage sensitivity. Okay. So what is the reason for that? Current sensitivity can be increased by increasing the number of turns. However, this increases the resistance of the coil also. Since voltage sensitivity decreases with increase in resistance of the coil, the effect of increase in the number of turns of the coil is nullified in the case of voltage sensitivity. Hence, there is no increase in voltage sensitivity. So this is very important concept in the related with voltage sensitivity and current sensitivity of a galvanometer. Okay, children. So that's all about galvanometer. So with this, we have concluded this chapter, moving charges and magnetism. Next week, we will start with a new chapter, and that chapter is also related with magnetism. Okay, children, notes of the topic and YouTube video have been uploaded. Please go through it. Learn the notes and attend the test seriously. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care. Stay home, stay safe. Keep learning. Thank you, all of you.